To assist me in honoring our fifth awardee, I would like to introduce Mr. John Gregory, President of the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce. John? As you join me on stage to honor the late Cheryl Snead, President and CEO of Banneker Industries. John?
We were honored to nominate Cheryl, and obviously she never had the opportunity to go into a classroom. So I thought that maybe what I'd do is say, if I was in one of these classrooms and Cheryl walked in, what would it be like? Well, the first thing that all the students would say is, wow, what a smile. Because whether you were a young kid or an adult, anytime you met Cheryl, the first time you met her, the thing that impressed you the most was her smile. And then she probably would talk to them about some of the things, not so much about running a business, but the values that you might have as a servant leader. And she might tell them, first of all, that was very important to her was to dream big. And not have people tell you what you can't do, but maybe be that trailblazer, be the person who says, yes, I can. And not listen to the naysayers and put them aside. And she did that with her education. She did that with her business. She was a focused individual. But she also was the type of person who knew, you know what? Sometimes you also have to admit when you have to make a big change. And she was able to do that. And I'm sure she would have talked to the students about, as focused as you are, sometimes you have to change the things you want to do because something happens that might be beyond your control. I think she probably would have also talked to the students about being proud of who you are. And be proud of your heritage. And remember that whoever you are as an individual, there are a lot of other people who helped you get to this point. And also to make sure that those people, a lot of them being family, a lot of them being friends, is as focused as you might be in running your business. Make sure you make time for your family and your friends. She would have told them also, you know what, you got to give back. You got to give back to the community. You've got to help others. One thing that I don't think any of us really realize is that if that tide raises all boats, you wonder how Cheryl's tide and how many individual boats that she helped raise in her lifetime, because she had that type of impact. So again, she would have told them again about, giving back to the community, finding mentors, being a mentor. And we're going to hear about that, I know, in a little bit from my good friend, Junior. And she probably would have ended it with saying, you know what, so stay positive and be optimistic, be realistic, but stay away from the naysayers. Get them out of your way and just keep going. And oh yeah, did I mention that she had a great smile? Cheryl, we love you, we miss you, and you'll always be in our hearts. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Junior, will you please join us on stage to accept Cheryl's award? Junior Javi is the current president and CEO of Banneker Industries and is representing the company and Cheryl's family tonight. Junior, for Cheryl's demonstrated acts of excellence and commitment to the Rhode Island community, and to Junior Achievement's mission of inspiring and preparing young people to succeed in a global economy, the Junior Achievement Board of Directors awards Cheryl our highest honor, the Morris J.W. Gaby Profile and Excellence Award. Congratulations.
Good evening. I don't have any formal remarks tonight. Cheryl would be very mad at me. First and foremost, let me give some thanks. And I want to thank the junior achievement staff, Lee and Jeff. You guys have been amazing. The work that you guys do is incredible, especially what you do for the community. Thank you for all those who support both directly and indirectly junior achievement. It is an incredibly important organization. There's a lot of important organizations, but this one's near and dear to my heart as I've learned more and more about the organization and what it's about and its mission and purpose and vision. Thank you to John and Barb. Appreciate that. Appreciate all the love and the output and support. You guys are my adopted grandparents, so congratulations. I want to thank our Team Banneker members. Here we're supported by our CFO, Ned O'Donnell, and his beautiful wife. Last but not least, of course, Cheryl's two beautiful sisters, Linda and Renee, have joined us as well. And I want to thank you guys as my adopted sisters as well. And thank you for being here tonight. So I wish I was in a lot of different places tonight besides here. And it's not about the organization. It's really about the fact that it's done without Cheryl being here. So much of my life over the past 13 years, I was in her shadow. But man, it was a beautiful shadow to be in. It was a very nurturing and caring shadow. You know, it's been tough. Cheryl was more than just my boss. She was a mentor. She was a friend. She was somebody I cared about deeply. She was like my second mom. And instead of being sad about the fact that she's not here anymore to accept this award, I'm excited and glad that I knew her. And I'm excited and glad about the time that I did spend with her. It was a pretty good job about what kids would say when Cheryl showed up to class, because that's exactly what they would say. They would ask her how much she made, how to spell orangutan, some of those other things. You know, one of the things that touched me with seeing some of the junior achievers come up here, one of the things that one of them said, and I can't remember, was about the young lady from Central Falls and talking about where you're from, right, really has no impact or bearing on where you can go and how far you can go. And that means a lot to me because that's what I heard growing up. I didn't grow up outside of D.C. I didn't grow up in a very good neighborhood. I didn't grow up in a very encouraging environment. But there were people along the way that poured into me and that sewed into me. And as a result of where I am, never today did I think I would be part of a leader as president and CEO of such a wonderful, growing organization. But here I am today, and it's because of folks like you in this room that I continue to inspire and continue to sow into those junior achievers. And that's what Cheryl did. When Cheryl met me, I was a much younger kid with cornrows, probably in sweatpants. And I don't know what the heck she saw in me, but it was something. And it has been a miraculous journey. And through that journey, she's continued to pour and sow. She continued to pour and sow into me. And it really helped me to believe in myself and believe in what I could achieve and create a new vision and inspiration for me. She was my hero. And I never thought growing up that a African-American woman mechanical engineer would be my hero. And you know, there's a lot of things that people tell us that we can't do. And Cheryl defied those odds each and every time. They said, well, women aren't engineers, especially black women. Engineers? No way. Well, then she turned around and became the first African-American mechanical engineer to graduate from UMass Amherst. Then they told her, a woman can't own a business, not without a man, right? Then she turned around and bought a business and grew that business. So all the things that people tell you that you can't do, Cheryl was the emulation of all those things that you can do. And talk is cheap. She didn't just give resources back and sow into the folks around her, but she showed up. She was in classrooms, she was at universities, and she started organizations. And you know, I guess the best way I can honor her is to quote her. And this was, if you look in your pamphlet, you can see the italicized words are actually quotes from Cheryl. So I guess this is really a challenge, and that's what Cheryl would do to me. She would challenge me, not to talk about all the things that you're about to do, but talk about the things that you will do and have done. And to put your money where your mouth is, and to not just talk about being a leader, but be a leader and be a servant leader. So Cheryl talking about leadership. I lead with passion, but I also lead with compassion. I view myself as what's called a servant leader, someone who leads for the benefit of others. And it is a value, it is a trait I look for in everybody I surround myself with, whether it's my friends, my coworkers, my peers in the business world, or students or people that may join our organization. See, because leadership is not about a title. Leadership is about a purpose and a vision. And when you can have a vision and a purpose that benefits a greater good, then you are a servant leader. I think if we all had the mindset of being servant leaders, the world will be a better place. I do want to be remembered when my career is over, when my life's journey is over, that I managed with enthusiasm. I led with passion, but I would add 4 words to it: as a servant leader. Thank you, guys.